Cadian has joined Astralis, and everybody was patiently waiting to see how he played in his first match, and there was really a lot of drama surrounding the situation. If you haven't seen it, it's because it looks like Astralis kind of bent the rules because they put Cadian as an emergency sub, when in reality he just is replacing Bro, and it wouldn't really be that big of a deal, except there's been a lot of other teams that have tried to get emergency subs, and it seems like there's a little bit of favoritism going the way of Astralis. So everybody was excited to see how this game went, and let me tell you, it was a disaster. Today's video is sponsored by SkinsMonkey. Now, if you're not familiar with SkinsMonkey, this is a trade site that allows you to take some of the old and crusty skins out of your inventory, and you can actually trade them in for something a little bit new, a little bit shinier than what you have right now. And it's really easy to do this, actually. All you need to do is log in through Steam, pick the skins that you don't want to use anymore, grab the ones that you do, and then click trade. All trades will pretty much happen immediately, and any balance that you don't use in your trade actually stays on the site for you to use for any future trades that you decide to do. And right now, if you use the link in the description, you can actually get a 35% deposit bonus, and that's good for up to $100. So let's say you deposit $100, you would actually get $135 on the site if you use my link. So make sure you check out SkinsMonkey, and let's hop right back into the video. So it starts off here on the pistol round. We're going to be watching this from Cadian's POV. Stair gets an opening onto Sphinx, and the rest of the guys are going to group up in towards top mid. In the meantime, there was some re-aggression from Apex down mid. Pretty standard. They didn't have any info. They pushed and they found someone. Now, off the back of them finding that information, they're going to rotate a second one over towards B, but it's going to leave this arch gap. Cadian's going to use it. Messi's got one. Cadian gets a trade back. It's actually not looking too bad in the pistol 3v3. You guys know I typically don't enjoy talking that much about pistol rounds because they're kind of RNG, but we find ourselves in a 2v1. All is looking super well until that happens. Flames hits a really crazy shot onto Device, leaving Cadian in a one-on-one, but look, he only has 7 HP. This is rough. He's going to be faking the plant, and Flames, well, you know, he just wants to play the time here. He doesn't want things to get out of hand. Eventually, the bomb goes down, and Cadian actually slips away. He has a real chance of winning this now. It just turned on its head. I didn't expect to see that. He gets out into alt mid, but Flames hits a falling one-tap onto Cadian. Wow, how's that for our first round in Astralis, Cadian? Just enough time to defuse as well. We're off to an unfortunate start, but it could get better, right? Now, of course, after the pistol round loss, they are going to be on a full eco. They have a few deagles just trying to, you know, see if they can work any picks here. But the problem is that they probably make the worst choice of all time here. Now, before Cadian walks through the smoke, I want to kind of just paint the picture a little bit. Normally on full ecos, you try to, you know, walk up mid, you kind of put a little pressure B. You're trying to get the CT side to use grenades, which, by the way, they have done really good at. Look at the grenades that Vitality have. They don't have any. But the one thing you really want to do on full ecos is stay away from MP9s, and that's because they give a huge kill reward. Even though they got them to use all of the nades that they already invested in, if they die to MP9s, all of that money will be given back and then some. So you really want to stay away from feeding the MP9s, and that's exactly what they do. They walk right in. Cadian walks through the smoke before his team. If he would have waited a little bit, they actually might have you know, been able to trade that guy, but no, Messi just gets 4 with the MP9. He gets an ace. Look at how much money he has. He has enough for the op. He has enough for the op already. Now, luckily for Astralis, Vitality didn't lose anybody last round, so they won't have the op, but that is actually part of the problem. They didn't lose anyone last round, so they can still go into this round as if it's a bonus round, and a bonus round is exactly what it sounds like. They get to play around with SMGs, and they still have so much money just in case they lose. Now, this round from Astralis isn't actually put together too bad at all. They have a good arch lurk. Stair has made his way up arch with that lurk smoke that you just saw, and they're getting ready to go through B, but unfortunately Stair gets caught by the MP9 of Sphinx, and then Yabi and Cadian, they walk through the half wall smoke again like they did in the full eco, but this time they find success, leaving it all onto Apex. He's got to hold the site just by himself, finds the op kill, and finds the kill on the opper onto Apex, and hit the 3v3. Now, it should be unlosable. Like this 3v3, I don't think you understand. Like people who play Inferno regularly, they fear these situations. 3v3 retakes are almost impossible, especially because if the T's have utility, there's no getting in. If you've ever played a retake server, you know that. And luckily, Sphinx actually gets a kill through the smoke, which even gives them the idea of going for this. By the way, if you didn't know, Cadian isn't opping on this team, which is kind of weird because he didn't join the team as an opper for this is like the first time in his career. He's actually rifle IGLing. Now, of course, he has Device on his team, so it is justified. But look, all that being said, look at this round. It's still so close for the boys on Astralis. Cadian finds one. Cadian finds a second, but he gets dinked, and it's just enough for Zywoo to finish him off, and he has enough time for the defuse as well. So I guess it's not going that bad. I guess those 2 rounds Astralis could have, probably should have won, but either way, they're on a half buy. They want to make the most of it, so they're going to be doing fast banana control. We'll fast forward a little bit. You kind of get the idea here. They're going to be pressuring up top car. They actually get a kill on the lurker in apps there, which is going to allow them to make this decision. They're going to go back towards mid, and they're going to group up and go for an R trap. And this is actually the perfect call, because if you look at the map, the B players have, well, they've gamble rotated one over. It's only Zywoo to hold the site. This should be a round for Astralis all day long. Zywoo walks to the smoke. He finds one. Oh, wait a minute. Hold on. What's going on here? Zywoo's already found 2 kills. I mean, he's still in a lot of trouble. Down kills to rotate, but Zywoo gets another kill, and just like that, they're losing the round. Bomb is dropped lane, and he has it. What's happening? How did we end up in this situation? This should have never, ever been a round that Vitality come out on top, but Zywoo has saved them, or maybe maybe it wasn't Zywoo that saved them. Maybe it was more of Astralis not playing it the best that they could have. Not a lot of trade potential, and look at that. The round goes the way of Vitality again. Kind of a theme, if you haven't noticed, on what's going on in this game, and that theme is Astralis giving away advantages. Now, to be fair, they are a brand new team, so there's going to be a couple of mistakes being made. There's going to be a couple of rounds that, you know, they go a little unfortunate because of miscommunications, being new players and all, but it doesn't really change how big of a disaster this round is. So let's watch it from Stair's POV, because what's happening is they're going to be taking bracket control. Zywoo smokes off lane, and for some reason Stair goes through the smoke and he tries to fight him. Okay, that's fair. It's going to be a B hit anyway, so applying a little additional pressure. If he gets the kill, cool. If not, whatever, we're going B, and he would be lurking anyway. But then after that, Stown tries to take this timing by himself, and he gets punished for it. So now it's a 5-on-3. No trade potential again. Flames has enough time to smoke himself and live. Then he goes for the spam, and he finds device, and this round is a complete disaster again. It's a 5-on-2. Now, what are you going to do? Cadian's just watching his teammates melt in front of him, and they have no choice. They either save or they go for it. It's not going to be that convincing. You're going to be coming into the site here. Cadian finds one, Flames gets one, and you know, the round is over. There was never going to be a world where they won that unless Vitality made a huge mistake, which of course they didn't. But again, this could just be explained by growing pains of a new team. But I would almost want to argue that I feel like even growing pains shouldn't be this unconvincing. Walking through this on the timing by yourself, going through the smoke here. I mean, if this was the plan, I guess, but followed up by the play of Stair walking up half wall, it's questionable. It is very, very questionable. We're gonna fast forward to round number 8 here, and we have another standard round. I like that when I get blind, I can't see my radar too. We have another standard round here. We're doing banana control with 4, and in the meantime, Yabby is going to be lurking in apartments, taking this control by himself. Now, it's very important that Yabby doesn't die on a round like this, because he needs to be here to fake the pressure. If they decide to end B here, he wants to be able to keep all 3 of the A players here. So he's going to smoke Arch, he might flash and lane off, and look at that, actually, here you go. This is the exact timing I'm talking about. He's going to smoke Arch, he's going to get a flash from Cadian here to fight lane, and unfortunately for him, that flash is not going to help him because Zywoo's going to timing the shot. Now that's a clean advantage for Vitality, and they have no choice but to group up and do B here. But the problem is because nobody was ever forced off of bracket, Mezzi still has full info that they're not here, and that means they have to be going B. So they're allowed to cheat or rotate over towards B as well. And you know, this is the hit. It comes in on a random timing. Spinks is going to come through. He waits for his teammates to take contact in the back of the site, and as soon as that happens, here he comes through the smoke, and he lines up all 3. What a spray from Spinks, and what a disaster again from Astralis. This one's a little bit more excusable. I mean, this is just a standard round of Inferno that went the way of Vitality, but yeah, it's 8-0, which is going to bring us on to round number 10, which might be... It's the worst round in the game, in my opinion. So what we have here is Zywoo starting his op in towards B, which, you know, we expect to see, you know, every once in a while the opper starts here. Now, of course, Astralis is going to throw their utility here to force him out. Nobody ever ends up committing off of this utility because in the meantime, while they're taking car, Yabby and Stair have walked up lane. They found a good gap. This is very good individual play from Astralis. They need a hero in this round, and Yabby thinks he has a read, and he does, by the way. But the problem is that they have this timing. There is absolutely no need to be fighting Car. They have, look at where they are. Even if they run back right now, they're still going to win the round. It doesn't matter if they know. Look, they beat the rotate. Mezzi's on an island. They need to just leave. There's no reason for him to go and fight top Car. And then on top of that, there is certainly no reason for Cadian to be jump spotting half wall. We know he's there. What are you going to get? You're not going to get any more info, Mr. Cadian. You're just going to find Zywoo, and it's Zywoo. He's going to hit the shot. And in the meantime, look, they got the kill on A. If they just would have been running back, they would have been winning the round. I mean, look, even now, they still have a really good chance of winning the round. They have the site. There's nobody here. There's nobody here. If they would have ran back earlier, they would be winning hands down. But they still have a chance. And look, it's just, oh man, it doesn't stop, does it? Apex hits a crazy shot onto Stair, and now it's a 4-on-2. What are we doing here? Jabby knows that there's one Moto, forces him back. Device needs to get to the site soon, going through abs to be safe. Now Yabby just trying to do a lot right here. Now he doesn't want to die. He needs to put pressure, and he doesn't peek library, so he goes down, which leaves it all onto Device in a 1-on-4. Now to his credit, he finds the kill on the Zywoo, but we don't even need economy damage here. We need round wins, Mr. Device. What do you have in store for us? He's going to switch over to the AK. He's actually going to nade this lurk smoke that he just threw, and oh, he found Apex in it. Actually a real chance here. 1-on-4 to a 1-on-2. Wants to walk through the moto smoke, deciding better against it here, going back into sight, but I think Spinks thinks that he went in towards Moto. Device repositioned on top. Cold finds the kill on the Spinks in Graveyard. 1-on-1 now. Device, he could be the hero that we need on a... It's 10-0. It's 10-0. They go for a Hulse pop. I don't know. It just doesn't ever stop. It really doesn't. Zywoo hits 2 nice shots. Spinks is in the arch cubby. It's looking disastrous for Astralis right now. They can't even piece together any convincing rounds. The most convincing rounds we've had were Cadian's almost 1v3 and then Device's almost 1v4. It's looking rough, and I wish I could say that it gets better. The last round of the half, they group up for an early B hit. Looking good so far. I mean, Flames is alone. They put enough pressure in towards Bracket. They run through the smoke. Nobody trades Flames. He's gonna get a 4K. This is a disaster. This is actually just a disaster. Like, I don't understand. It looks like Vitality smurfing right now. Like, somebody report them. Get Face It in here. Ban Smurfs, man. Like, this is just sad. Yabby 1-on-5. No spoilers, but he doesn't win it, so that's gonna put us to 12-0. Yeah, that's gonna put us on the pistol round of CT side. I mean, it all starts with one round here. If they can win this pistol, they might be able to get a couple of rounds and maybe even make it competitive and go into that second map with a smile on their face. They just need to hold this crossfire. They have a decent one. It's gonna be Stair and Device. They're gonna be looking in towards mid here. It's not looking too bad here. They actually have a chance of getting something done. Stair gets smoked off, leaving Device all alone. Stair finds one through the smoke, but it's not enough, and they're on the site for free. 4-on-4, and A site is extremely hard to retake. They have a little bit of utility though, so it could be okay. Look at that gap, shooting him through the pit gap. Zywoo in the mini pit gap then as well, and it's 13-0. Astralis' debut with Cadian, it's an absolute disaster.